what do we do about the rampant piracy on the high seas?
So what does buying piracy insurance get you?
Second skip.
Over 2 million square miles of ocean.
An anarchy and yet a well-organized business of crime.
What began as an act of desperation by Somali fishermen to defend their waters swiftly evolved into a criminal enterprise.
Somali pirates often considered the most notorious modern-day pirates. These guys are known for their ruthless tactics, armed with AK-47 and RPGs, and they're not shy about using them. Sounds terrifying, right? But would you believe that most cargo ships and tankers, the prime targets of these ruthless pirates, often pass through high-risk areas, like the waters off Somalia, the Gulf of Aden, or the Indian Ocean, and defend themselves with loudspeakers and water hoses? Yeah, you heard that right. Crews use loudspeakers or water hoses against actual AK-47 and RPGs. Seriously, who came up with the idea that pirates are scared of loud noises or a good soaking? Let's dive in and find out. First off, let me share my opinion. I don't know about you, but I think the best way to fend off real pirates is with a well-trained, armed security team. These professionals would be more than happy to chase away the pirates, of course, if the pay is right. Usually a few warning shots are enough to signal to pirates that this ship is ready to defend itself. And typically, pirates won't risk their lives when there are plenty of other, less protected targets out there. In fact, about 33,000 ships transit through the Gulf of Aden each year, so pirates have plenty of other options. But the problem is, hiring armed guards to deal with pirates is expensive. It can cost up to $60,000 for just one trip through the Gulf of Aden. That sounds like a huge number for a single journey, but shipping companies could lose much more if their ships are hijacked. And things get even more complicated. It's bad for business. Crews held hostage. Risk of losing ships worth tens or even hundreds of millions of dollars, losing cargo, higher insurance costs, tarnished reputation, and so on. On the other hand, ship owners are reluctant to arm their crews because they're not really qualified to handle weapons. Plus, getting and owning weapons is a regulatory nightmare. Meanwhile, pirates can easily get weapons illegally. Moreover, not all countries allow foreign ships to carry weapons. Most ports strictly prohibit ships from having weapons on board. Changing these regulations in every country would be tough because commercial ships can visit many countries during a single trip. Transporting weapons wouldn't be feasible, even if only 1 or 2 ports along the route had bans. So, arming commercial ships with weapons is pretty much a no-go. But it's a different story if they hire private security guards legally. Here's something important to note. If crew members are armed, they become more dangerous to pirates. In a direct confrontation, pirates would likely kill them rather than take them hostage. This is a major reason why commercial ships don't use firearms and opt for non-lethal means of defense. It may seem helpless, but believe me, it's the best they can do. Now, here's the next big issue. Pirates usually use small, fast boats. If they manage to get close and evade the water sprays, it takes just 15 minutes for them to board and seize the ship. This isn't enough time for the crew to call for help and wait for them to arrive. Reports show that pirates tend to use the same tactics, regardless of their nationality. They prefer targeting cargo ships and oil tankers, approaching them with motorboats, and then opening fire. Most attacks happen at dawn and dusk when visibility is low, making it harder to spot and avoid pirates. In many cases, ships manage to escape pirate attacks when the crew spots the approaching pirates early and immediately takes evasive action. Despite their size, cargo ships and tankers can actually speed away from the pirates' small boats. Thus, recognizing threats before they get too close becomes vital for commercial vessels in avoiding pirate attacks. So, what options do commercial ships and their crews have to combat these threats? When pirates are still at a distance, ships can use their loudspeakers. Now, I know this sounds hopeless, but these aren't just any loudspeakers. They cost between $100,000 and $190,000. That's a hefty price tag for a speaker, right? So what's so special about them? These are known as long-range acoustic devices, or LRADs, essentially sound cannons. These non-lethal gadgets emit extremely loud, high-frequency sound waves that exceed the human pain threshold. Simply put, hearing them can temporarily deafen you. It's painful. This system produces a concentrated sound beam that can be easily directed at a target. It's like shouting at pirates from afar. We also have water cannons, a staple in the defense arsenal of modern merchant ships. As the name suggests, these cannons blast powerful jets of water to knock pirates off their boats as they try to board the ship. Water cannons can also fill pirate boats with water. We all know what will happen if the boat is filled with water. These cannons can be operated remotely, so the crew stays safely out of direct contact with the pirates. An effective water cannon can shoot up to 300 feet, covering every inch around the ship, making it nearly impossible for pirates to get close. Some water cannons can spray up to 1,300 gallons per minute at pressures up to 10 bar, strong enough to knock someone over or push a small pirate boat away. Over time, these cannons have seen numerous upgrades and variations. These hoses spray water in unpredictable patterns with high pressure, moving erratically and making it very difficult for pirates to board the ship. If pirates manage to get past the water cannons, they face other deterrents, such as electric barriers surrounding the ship. These barriers deliver shocks powerful enough to knock down anyone trying to climb on board. Pretty effective, right? In addition to electric barriers, many ships use barbed wire extending beyond the ship's edges. Climbing through this coiled wire is not only painful, but also a strong deterrent for any pirate trying to board. Now, here's a clever and simple trap, the P-trap. This system consists of thin ropes floating on the water's surface on either side of the ship. It might look insignificant, but it's quite effective. When a pirate boat approaches, these dangling ropes get tangled in the boat's propellers, messing them up and bringing the boat to a stop. But what happens if none of these methods work? Well, there's one last resort, the Molotov cocktail. It might sound old-fashioned, but some merchant crews have used Molotov cocktails to defend against pirates, like Chinese sailors that have used them when attacked by Somali pirates. Although it's technically illegal, but the materials used to make them are legal, so it's legal or not. The point is, sailors can whip them up quickly whenever they face a pirate threat. Making a Molotov cocktail is simple. Just fill a glass bottle with a flammable liquid like gasoline and attach a cloth wick to the top. When pirates approach, you can throw the Molotov cocktail at their boat to set it on fire, slowing them down. As a bonus, Molotov cocktails can easily become deadly weapons if the situation spirals out of control. Some ships rely on private security companies to protect themselves from pirate attacks. The data shows that no pirate attack has ever succeeded when a ship had mercenaries on board. That's why I said earlier that private security guards are the most effective means of defense against pirates to date. These private security guards are completely legal, so they don't pose any problem like legal issues for shipping companies to arm themselves. The only ones who have a problem with them are the pirates, and it usually doesn't end well for them. So what do you think? Is spraying pirates with water or shouting at them from a distance the right way to deal with real AK-47 or RPG's bullet? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. You know, I've actually made some videos about the failures of these defenses against pirate attacks, like what happened to the MV Maersk, Alabama, or the MV Moscow University. You can check out those videos for more details. If you enjoyed this info, help us out by clicking that like button so YouTube recommends more content like this to you. Subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our exciting content. Until next time, peace.